You win some, you lose some. I wanted to build another PC just for editing duties, so not having buckets full of cash for new motherboards, I took a chance on a couple that I thought were either easy fixes or just hadn't been checked properly by the sellers. One was an Asus ROG Strix B550F Gaming Wi-Fi 2, which, if it worked, I figured could be my new gaming board as it has newer fancier tech on it like a PCIe 4 slot. The other was an equally fancy-looking MSI B350M Mortar Arctic with white LEDs, and I had planned a new all-white build with Rainbow Puke RGB. Let's look at the Asus first. It was listed as used, with the only notable problem being CPU closing and socket clip damaged. On inquiring further, I was told that all the motherboards the seller had sold were fully functional and they'd had no negative feedback. He thought this one too, except the socket clip was damaged, so based on that I felt fairly positive it would work. I got it unwrapped, popped in some working RAM, a GTX 950 I keep handing for testing, and a Ryzen 5700X3D I just got through the post on the cheap from AliExpress. On firing it up, I got power to all the bits and bobs, but the DRAM light was stuck on. I figured the slot might be more damaged than I thought, so I tried the other three. In each case, same thing. I also tried it with a speaker attached to listen for a beep code, but it made no sound. This board has a BIOS flash button on the back, so thinking the 5700X3D might not be supported, I flashed with the latest version, but still no joy. I explained all the steps I'd taken to the seller. They made some suggestions, but also said that if I'd had no joy, I could send it back for a full refund. So that was a bit disappointing, but at least I get to return it. And before anyone suggests it might have been the AliExpress CPU, it works just fine and checks out as a proper chip. On to the MSI. This one had the dreaded
"Overcurrent have been detected on your USB device. System will shut down after 15 seconds.
I asked for a little more info and was delighted when they said it hadn't been tried out of a case, so I figured it was shorting against a standoff or the I/O shield had one of its silly prongy bits in a USB socket by accident or something. I put it all together, but with a Ryzen 1600AF this time, as it was supported from the first BIOS release. The cooler is an old Big Typhoon, as it was only to be used for a short time. I wasn't hugely surprised to see the
"Overcurrent have been detected on your USB device. System will shut down after 15 seconds.
message, so I took it all to bits again and looked in all the ports for loose hair and the like, blew and vacuumed into them, and then put it all back together again. Same thing. Okay, next I scrubbed in all the sockets and over all the undersides and top of the board with hard brushes and isopropyl alcohol.
Overcurrent have been detected on your USB device. System will shut down after 15 seconds.
The last thing I tried was to shove little bits of plastic in all the USB slots in case there was something touching, and wouldn't you know it,
Overcurrent have been detected on your USB device. System will shut down after 15 seconds.
I guess this will be a problem with one of those tiny chips responsible for voltage regulation of the USB ports, and I have no idea how to identify which it might be so I can replace it. So, yeah. Today was a bad day. But hey, there'll be a new day tomorrow, and it will be better.